Christian, and this is my top 8 favorite small forwards of all time. At number 8, I got Paul Pierce. He, honestly, with his comments recently, a lot of people be clowning the man. But when he was playing, he was actually really good for a really long time. He was consistent, whether it was in the regular season or the playoffs, and he can match up with anybody on the floor. Number 7, I got Dr. J. A little earlier than my generation, but seeing his highlights and the iconic moves he had still live up to this day, and no one can say they watched Dr. J highlights and aren't amazed. At number 6, I got Paul George, one of the best small forwards I've been able to watch growing up, and seeing him come up from a young rookie to growing multiple inches and becoming a dominant force in the NBA was really cool to watch. I kind of wish he would have stayed in Indiana, but he's still a really good player to watch. At number 5, I got Vince Carter, greatest dunker of all time, probably in-game dunker at least. But man, that man could literally score on anybody. For 22 years, he's been consistently good in the league. Fell off a little in his later years, but he still came up clutch in many moments. At number 4, Scottie Pippen, best defensive player maybe ever. Definitely at the small forward position. That man could lock anybody down from the center to the point guard. He was ridiculous. And of course he lives in MJ's shadow, but that shouldn't be the case because he was a star even when he went to Portland by himself, and he could have been a star anywhere in the league. Number 3, I got Larry Bird. Probably be higher on my list if I grew up in his generation, but man, that man, just watching some of his highlights and hearing some of the stories, he's one of the most dominant players ever. His scoring was crazy. He could score anywhere. He had great assists, great passing. He's just an all-around great player of all time. Number 2, Kevin Durant. Slender man. He can score anywhere. One of the best shooters we've ever seen. 7'0", but can shoot like a point guard. He can dunk on anybody, even though he's kind of skinny. He just can score on you from anywhere. And he's actually got a pretty good amount of blocks, but that probably comes with his height. But you'd think that he would lack strength, but he's actually weirdly strong for his body type. Number 1, Carmelo Anthony. Been my favorite player since I was like 7. I remember watching him in college. It's probably the real first tournament I watched growing up. That Syracuse team was so dominant, and he was just amazing to watch. He honestly got robbed Rookie of the Year. He had better stats than LeBron.
But you were Rookie of the Year.
I was runner-up.
We're going to pick Davey. Yeah!
But LeBron's narrative was just to be the next guy, so they kind of went with it from the beginning. His days in Denver made me a real big fan of the Nuggets for a long time, even though I was kind of more leaning towards the Knicks. So when he went to the Knicks, that was even better for me because finally my favorite player was on my actual favorite team. And he is and always will be my favorite player of all time.
I heard Foot Locker got even more joint gear today.